Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to another episode of the South Carolina Gamecocks Dynasty Mode series here on EA Sports College Football 25. I can't thank you all so much for the support in episode number 1, but today we get into our first game, so if you're excited for this one, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more Dynasty Mode content. But before we get into our first game, it's technically week 0 in college football, and there's a couple of games on week 0 that matter. As you can see in Dublin, Ireland, Florida State, ranked number 11, will face Georgia Tech, and then we have SMU against Nevada. And Georgia Tech actually beats the Seminoles. After going undefeated last year, FSU drops across the pond, 27-21. Big win for Georgia Tech. And meanwhile, in the other nationally televised game, it is the Nevada Wolfpack who do end up beating SMU and starting the season off with the win. So that does take us into week 1, where you can take a look at the top stories here. We got a big rivalry matchup between Florida teams, 23 Miami and the Gators. New Mexico will play their 16th ranked Arizona rival. The biggest game of the week, Clemson versus Georgia. Georgia defends their national title, starting off against the Tigers. Then finally, the last game on Sunday, LSU and USC is a big one. Before we get into those games, it's time for ours. The South Carolina Gamecocks will start the 2024 season here at home, playing against the Old Dominion Monarchs here in front of a packed house at Williams-Brice Stadium. You can see the student section waving the towels that are usually white, but nonetheless, it's an exciting season unlike any other here in college football, as it's Old Dominion versus South Carolina. Old Dominion went 6-7 last year. They lost their Toastery Bowl game, while the South Carolina Gamecocks did not go bowling a season ago. They finished 5-7. Looking to get back to that point here as we're underway here as our season is started. And we'll start off on defense after a touchback. And here comes the quarterback for Old Dominion, Grant Wilson. This is a team that's in a little bit of a rebuilding phase in the Sun Belt Conference. You know, they went bowling a season ago. It's going to be a little harder if they want to do that this season, as they'll start on the ground with a 3-yard carry. 2nd and 7 now. Another handoff, this time blowing up in the backfield. Devin Roach nowhere to go. And Old Dominion, they use a little bit of tempo. Already 3rd and 11. Drop back to throw, first time of the day, and is picked off. Nick Emawori on the interception as the safety gets down to the 16-yard line. The former Irmo, South Carolina native, gets the first turnover of the day, and well, we'll start off in good field position for redshirt freshman Lenoris Sellers in the offense, as here he is with a flip pass to Brown as he gets out to the 7-yard line. 2nd and 1, here's the star of the offense, Rocket Sanders, who gets absolutely blown up on the 1-yard line, but it is goal to go, and South Carolina will try to throw forward, and Sellers is actually going to be sacked by Lowry. 2nd and goal, they're going to try to throw forward again. Dominion with a blitz, and it gets home. So interesting play call to try to throw for it twice. Now you got 3rd and goal from the 13. Sellers outside the pocket. He has Sanders leaking out, and Sanders will get in for a touchdown. Raheem Rocket Sanders with the first quarter of the season. The former Arkansas Razorback transfer who missed a lot of time last year. But don't forget, he was a 2022 first-team All-SEC running back. Here now in the garnet and black, and as you can see, South Carolina will take a 7-0 lead as we make our first kick. So Old Dominion will try it again here at their own 25-yard line. Handoff Roach outside this time and only gets 3, as Debo Williams, the captain of the defense, was there to meet him. 2nd and 7, this time it's the freshman 5-star recruit Dylan Stewart in the backfield. He'll get plenty of playing time as a true freshman, as here on 3rd and 9, the screen is forced out of bounds by Williams. And it's a punt for ODU. It's all South Carolina here in the early going. As on this drive, they start with a swing pass to Sanders. That's covered for a gain of 2. 2nd and 8, how about the ground? And Rockets going backwards. Nice TFL there. Forcing now a 3rd and 11. South Carolina goes empty. Here comes the blitz from the Monarchs. Short pass for Larvadain, who is usually the return man. He doesn't get the first down, and Kai Kroger will punt it away. And he's actually going to get hit on the punt. This will be fair caught, but this still could be Gamecock ball. As we take a look at the flag, it's personal foul roughing the kicker. A big penalty against the road squad. Mario Thompson called for it. It puts the Gamecocks out past midfield as they're trying to go play fake here on the next play, and it's a dump off for the tight end Simon I expect to see him get a lot of time this season and get a lot of targets with such a young receiving core. Here he is again, 1st and 10, crossing the field, picks up 5. Now out to the 31. Handoff Sanders, and he's going to get maybe 2. And now it's a big 3rd and 3 for the Gamecock offense. Sanders to the right. He gets the carry. Left side. Great blocking by the offensive line. Springs him inside the 10 down at the 7. And it's goal to go again for USC. They go with a handoff to Sanders. Nowhere to go. Trying to bounce it outside, but he ends up losing 1. He's in motion here, 2nd and goal. Sellers looks for him out of the backfield, and there's great defense. He's going backwards again. 3rd and goal from the 12 now. Sellers on the wheel route finds Simon for a touchdown. Again, they get it done. 3rd and goal and a long one. And it's 14-0 Gamecocks. Back to the Old Dominion offense. They quickly find themselves in the hole here as they'll start this drive. And at the handoff, gain of 4. Williams already 3 tackles on the day. 2nd and 6 now. Another give right side. Nowhere to go. And it's another 3rd and 10. As Tonka Hemingway in the defensive line getting some disruption. Trying to force a pass here. Across the middle. Nice fire. Nice stop and grab. That'll be a 1st down for the Monarchs. The secondary for South Carolina is a little suspect, as there's no true corner that's a number 1, I would have to say. As there's a nice run by Roche. 2nd inches now, cross midfield. Handoff left side. Sheds a tackle, and he's going to pick up 7 hard-fought yards. Another 1st down for Old Dominion. So they've been their best drive of the game so far. As 1st and 10, play fake. They want it all to the end zone, and they got it. Touchdown to Monarchs. A deep ball is ripped off, and they cut it the lead within 1 score as Miles Alston with the 44-yard connection. And I'll take us to the end of the 1st quarter. The Gamecocks lead 14-7, as the big play from Old Dominion has been most of their offense, and, well, that's all that's really mattered. Start off this quarter, the pistol is here's Sanders up the middle. He's been relatively stopped, I would say, by Old Dominion for the most part. 2nd and 6, play fake, wide open Simon. He has a 1st down, even sheds a tackle, and they're going to throw a flag down. And they're going to say late hit out of bounds. As Simons was fighting for some yardage, he took a lick. And that'll cost them some more yards. Jerron Manning, the culprit. 1st and goal now from the 4. Handoff. Sanders up the middle. He gets down to the 1. Man in motion here. 2nd and goal. Sellers will keep it himself, and he'll find the end zone. Touchdown Gamecocks. The 3rd score already of the 1st half. Sellers involved in all of them. Expect to see a lot of that this year. Sellers can move with his legs. As after a 3-and-out from Old Dominion, we're back here with the Gamecock offense at their own 11. There's an 8-yard connection. Sellers perfect on the day. Already has 112 yards. 2nd and 2. This one will lose a yard, though, as there's another good cover on the swing pass. 3rd and 3. Bunch to the right. Sellers looks that way, and he gets intercepted. Old Dominion with a pick, and it's a big one as it's deep in our territory already. Has led his man upfield a little too far, and that's the 1st interception in the career of Lenore Sellers. So good field position here for Old Dominion. They start on the ground, pushing the pace a little bit. 2nd and 6. Roche with another nice hole, and he's going to get about a yard shy. And it's a big 3rd and 1. Another handoff. Stop, but he's going to fall forward and pick up the 1st down to keep the drive alive. Old Dominion, they just run the football, and here comes Debo Williams up the middle. He's ready for it. Loss of 1. 2nd and 11. Receiver across the formation. They hand it off. Right side. Good blocks. Nice cut up field. And he picks up 10. And now it's a 3rd and 1 for Old Dominion. Trying to cut it within 1 score again. Handoff. No, keeper by Wilson. And he's going to do it himself. Fools the defense. Touchdown, Old Dominion. 21-14 now your scores. The interception proves costly. Here comes the offense next drive. Nice pass to Simon, who's wide open again. Like I said, 6 catches, 71 yards already for the tight end. Next play, play fake again. Sellers, plenty of pressure in his face. That one incomplete. 2nd and 10, man in motion on the right side. Sellers trying to set up a screen. Sanders has it. Nice blocks, and he's going to get the 1st down. And Lenore Sellers, 150 yards and 3 touchdowns already. Just the 1 interception is the blemish so far. As here's a swing pass to Sanders, and this time it does work out. Great blocking on the outside by Harbor. Frees him for a 1st down. They're out to the 25. Bubble screen now. Here's Higgins. Bruce, the slot man, getting some work. He picks up 7 as Sellers is 17 for 19. 2nd and 3. Set up a screen this time for Sanders, and he's going to get in space, and he's going to get down to the 10. Very much the game plan of this South Carolina offense is get your playmakers in space, and that's what they've done a good job at so far. 3rd and 10 now. Man in motion. Sellers looks that way. It's Harbor, the speedy wide receiver, who gets marked 4 yards shy. South Carolina will kick a field goal. They take it to a 10-point lead. As we hear the 2-minute warning, the first time in college football there's actually a 2-minute warning. We'll see what Old Dominion can do. It's 3rd and 10 already. 4-man rush, and it's going to get home. Stewart gets his first career sack. It's the first one of the season for South Carolina, and they get the football back, and they get it at half, so a chance to do some damage here, maybe double dip, and this will help. Simon outruns the defense, gets by another defender inside the 15, down at the 14-yard line, and South Carolina is set up in good spots. Here comes a big blitz from Old Dominion. They counter to Sanders. Foot race to the pylon. He's going to win it. Touchdown, South Carolina. They extend the lead going into half, and we'll take it to that point where it's been the Gamecocks who have pulled away 31-14 here in the first half. Kind of expected this, I'd have to say. South Carolina, a little bit of a warm-up game, but Old Dominion, don't count them out. They just got to get going. The run game has been shaky for them, and they just don't throw the football well. It's been the South Carolina offense has been running on all cylinders. The only time they haven't is when they've turned the football over. Here's South Carolina. We'll start off with the football, but they might not need the offense because Bennett is going to go the other way. A kickoff return for a touchdown in front of the student section as Bennett gets this place roaring. Here to begin the second half, 38-14. Offense didn't even have to take the field, as it'll be Old Dominion's offense who now takes it. There's a nice TFL, second one of the day for Kennard. 2nd and 11, short pass, can't hold on. Great defense by USC, and now it's a long 3rd and 11. Forcing Old Dominion to throw. They try to set up a screen, nothing there. It'll be a punt away, and here comes the offense for South Carolina, and they have been set up nicely. 24-point lead. There's a nice tackle, though, by Jason Henderson, and it's 3rd and 10. Sellers looks short, has his man who's cutting across, and he cuts it upfield. A great move by Larverdane, who picks up the first down on a long 3rd and 10. I thought that drive was going to end there, but instead it's another first down as there's a pickup of 7 for Raheem Sanders. 2nd and 10 now. Play fake to Rocket. Sellers outside the pocket. He can scramble. He's going to tuck it himself and pick it up with his legs. Takes some contact while he's at it. But it's a first down. Out of the pistol. Handoff Sanders. Great block on the outside. Outruns the defense. Wants one more. He's not going to get it. But he's going to get out to the 24. He checks out. Here comes Oscar Attaway, the third, the North Texas transfer, getting his first carry as a Gamecock. He picks up 5. South Carolina was very busy in the transfer portal in the offseason. They had a lot of guys on offense especially. Now it's 3rd and 1. They hand it off to Sanders, and he's going to have a first down. Pick up easy down to the 11. 71 yards for the former Arkansas Razorback. 1st and 10 from the 11. Sellers throw into the end zone. He wants 6, but it's batted away. Good defense by Old Dominion. 2nd and 10. Handoff Sanders. He's hitting the backfield. That's a loss of 2. Now it's a 3rd and 12. Sellers had Harbor open. He doesn't see him, but instead takes a sack. South Carolina will settle for 3. And this one's kind of turned into a blowout now. It's a 27-point lead for South Carolina. So we'll just kind of speed it up a little bit. Here's Old Dominion driving on 3rd and inches. And they ended up settling for 3 here on this drive. So at least they'll cut it to within a 3-score game as long as this kick from right hash is good. And the 31-yarder is. So that'll take us to the 4th quarter where it's been all USC. They continue to drain some clock, 41-17. As you can see, the comparison. I would say Rochi's actually had a pretty solid day for Old Dominion. As we go here into the 4th quarter, as it was another score for the Gamecocks. And well, actually, as it's a field goal, they extend their lead to 44-17 is now Old Dominion. They're driving again, 1st and goal from the 2. They do get another touchdown. Rochi finds the end zone as they'll put up 24. But South Carolina, they're trying to put up 50. 3rd and goal from the 4. Seller spreads out. The defense looks short for Harbor, and he's got it. Good hands, strong hands, finds the end zone. South Carolina drops the 50 bomb as they beat Old Dominion 51-24 in their first game of the season. A very good win here for South Carolina. I liked what I saw. Also, let me know in the comments section below. I did play this game at All-American. I don't know if I'm necessarily ready for Heisman yet, as Old Dominion is not a good team, but if that's what you want to see, let me know in the comments section. I do want to move it to Heisman at some point, but overall I thought this game felt pretty good, especially for my first ever college football game. But offense looked really good. Defense was shaky at times, but they zoned in and they did the work, and we pick up the victory. Here are your top stories going into week 2. We saw Georgia beat Clemson by 1. Texas A&M, they beat Notre Dame. And then Brady Cook apparently throws 7 touchdowns. That's also incorrect. They did not lose to the FCS squad. And then here it says 9. So regardless, a sensational day for Brady Cook. And then a game to watch this week is the Iowa battle. Let's take a look at the week 1 scores of the nationally televised games. We can see USC. They knock off LSU on Sunday, and then on Monday, Florida State loses again. They start 0-2. Not only 0-2, they're 0-2 in the conference. On Thursday night, the Tar Heels beat the Minnesota Gophers. Then on Friday, we see Oklahoma. They knock off Temple. Stanford knocks off TCU. And then we get into the Saturday slate. Boise State's in a big win for Group of 5 teams. They beat Georgia Southern. Northwestern, in their new stadium, they beat Miami, Ohio by 1. Syracuse blanks the Ohio Bobcats. Wisconsin, they knock off Western Michigan. A lot of warm-up games here. Maryland knocks off UConn. And then also Georgia Tech, they start 2-0. They beat Georgia State in the Battle of Atlanta Schools. Michigan begins their title defense by beating Fresno State. Nebraska knocks off UTEP. Michigan State beats Florida Atlantic 32-17. Houston beats UNLV 31-17. Pittsburgh single-handedly beats Kent State. Jacksonville State knocks off Coastal. I'm sorry to see a South Carolina team lose. Kentucky will face next week. They barely beat Southern Miss, only by 2 points. Ohio State, they take care of business against Akron, maybe a little closer than some people expected. Then the game of the week, Georgia survives against Clemson 17-16. It could be a potential playoff preview. Charlotte knocks off James Madison, and then other televised games, we see Texas. They lose to Colorado State. A big upset already. The Rams knock off a potential top 4 team in Texas. We'll have to see how the Longhorns respond. North Texas beats South Alabama. Troy knocks off Nevada, who start 1-1. Florida gets the win we saw against the division or the state rival, 38-35 in a high-scoring shootout. The later games, Alabama in the new era for the Crimson Tide. They beat Western Kentucky. Texas A&M does knock off Notre Dame. Penn State gets it done on the road against West Virginia. Virginia Tech easily beats Vanderbilt, probably the worst team in the Power 4. Arizona State beats Wyoming by a point in a close one. Arizona wins the rivalry against New Mexico, and then Hawaii takes care of business against UCLA. But let me know in the comment section, what do you think of just going through the nationally televised games? I feel like that's a good way to showcase the rest of the country, and you can pause it and see the other scores if you want. Here's our first look at recruiting. I'm not going to go in depth so far yet, as it's still very early on, but I say we're on a good track. We're targeting a couple 5 stars, and the battles are going pretty good, and we have a couple of 4 stars who I like. We'll take a look at these guys as the season progresses, especially as they start to commit and get into some big battles. But you can see not all as good, as I have been locked out and deal breaked on a couple of ones. Next episode, we'll go to Kentucky, our first road matchup and our first conference matchup. This will be the true test as we take on the Wildcats, who we saw just knocked off Southern Miss. This is a team that's pretty evenly matched, I would say. Have traded wins back and forth the past couple of years, and I always look at Kentucky as a team you got to beat if you want to show yourself in the upper half of the SEC. And we'll see if we can do it in the next episode. But thank you guys so much for the support. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you have, make sure you drop that like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more Dynasty content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.